around how do you build tech platforms, strategic goals for business. And this looks like another one of those. And hiring great talent is really all about having great projects for good talent to engage in. So that's what I'm going to be speaking about later. And I'm going to hand over to Gareth.
The DevOps teams, the data science, data analytics and client delivery there. So I currently look after a team of about 18 people. We operate in a number of verticals, so mainly things to do with ID, marketing.
Good question. So after the animal sacrifice and the hot coals, if you go on Google and you put in ThoughtWorks recruitment process, you get two things. You get the four top the hardest companies in the world to join, and you tend to back it out with McKinsey. But the real process is it's nothing like that. It's a very human process, it's very logical, it's very driven by the whole purpose is for the candidate. Are we okay? Talk to us about code. I did a lot of interview processes now. You spend 45 minutes talking to the dev manager, and you probably get offered the job and equity. The reality of the start of the world. In ThoughtWorks, it's more about actually show us what you can do. So we have a technical assignment, which isn't that unusual. It's 5 different challenges. They decide which one they want to do, and they just provide a nice, clean, maintainable, scalable piece of code. Something that, if they send it back to us, we don't need them sitting next to us to actually understand it. It's driven by test-driven development, it's driven by principles, it's driven by solid principles. It's just designed to do what it needs to do. There's nothing magic about it, there's nothing complicated. A lot of candidates tend to just be in that idea mode, and they'll show us everything they've ever known in development to try and show off because it's an interview. But for us, as soon as you start over-engineering, you're looking at maintainability issues. And for us working with clients on really high-profile engineering projects, we need things that we can build, scale, and handle that they can then manage and grow themselves. So that is core to our technical assignment. Once that's done, we bring them straight in the office. If it's yes or no, by the way, we can fill everything up. So we have a lot of different options, actually, the type of things that we look at. Once that's done, and we found the most incredible technical person in the world, we have our social justice interview, which for us is absolutely equally as important. And what that looks at is we get them to go into the world of the news at the moment and identify an item or a topic or something that's going on in the world that's of interest to them. We get them to look at from two sides of the argument, one for, one against, get some resources, and actually make their own decision on it. And they can talk to us about it, they tell us about it, we get to find out about them as a person, not just them as a technologist. And those are the two key aspects. We have some horrendous, there's no one else in ThoughtWorks here so I can say it. We have some horrendous written tests, which are a logic test and a personality test. Only developers like them. No one else like them. And they are legacy ThoughtWorks. But what it does is nothing, it's really effective, but it gives us an insight. If we think that borderline or maybe needing to learn something, it gives us an insight on maybe how they think and how quickly they can maybe build that or bridge that gap with what they need to learn. And then the final piece is talking to one of our management team. We're pretty flat as an organisation, we do have a management team who talks about what consulting life is. The pros and cons of being on the client side and working with the ThoughtWorks team in an engagement, and actually the realistic sort of nature of that flat organisation that we transfer.
Really hard to support we should be thinking who are the people with succession plans, the whole org and how we all come together, and as a group, at the end of the day, we're teaching you how to code. So I think that those are things we should be focusing on. I certainly know that my children, and I think that that's their future, and they want to get involved and be successful in any kind of role nowadays, get involved so, you know, I read a statistic the other day that said 74% of students, of females are still in school, only 50% of them are not to work in the country. So you can imagine 50% of all female citizens, I think we're not only from university and what courses they're doing and how not fresh from uni, but also how do we intersect with really not to it. We should question how much influence that we have in our businesses.
Interested in the role. It's been 3 months. Why do you want me to still talk to you? It almost feels like a bad date.
Recruit? Question mark, Sean.
I would say choose your dates first of all. Would be the comment. You know, don't just go on a date with any recruiter that calls you. I would. You know, on a serious note, I think job boards, first of all, a lot of the time would keep your information, even if you're not actively looking at the moment. So, if you have looked in the past, the recruiter calls you, ask them where they've got your details from, because there's probably an easy fix of they've been stored somewhere on some job board, then you can get that sorted. I think secondarily, for me, would be think about the job that you want to do. It sounds like you're not actively looking of your career, what job you want to undertake, and then don't let somebody else deviate you away from that particular path, because you know, if it sounds like you're getting frustrated because they're selling you into jobs that you know you're probably not ideal for, but you're listening to a recruiter, I would stand firm on what you want to do and only work with recruiters who back that up.
Yeah, I just wanted to second that as well. So I remember, well, probably about 5 years ago, I was looking for a role, and it took me about 6 months to find the right role. In my mind now, there's probably 2 types of recruiters. You know, there are the sort of volumetric-driven recruiters who just want to get as many CVs in roles as possible, and then there's Sean. I think avoid for volumetric recruiters. Figure out, try and figure out early on, are they just there to get you across a desk and out of the role and into a job as quickly as possible, or are they actually there to really get to know you as a person, figure out what your career plan is, what the next step in your career will be to kind of get you to where you want to be in 5 years' time. I've been quite lucky. I've worked with a few agents as a candidate and I now probably only ever talk to, if I'm looking for a role, I only ever talk to about 3 or 4 agents. And they're the ones who take the time, who really focus on what are your career aspirations, what do you need to do to help you build that CV. I talked earlier about value that agencies can add from a hiring management point of view, but it's the same the other way around. You guys are consultants in the sense that you understand what it takes to be whatever my job role that I want in 3 years' time is. You understand what it'll take to get there, and you can help me figure out what the role that I need now in order to build my CV to get to that point is. I need to focus on building relationships with those kinds of agents and just filter out the rest of the noise. You know, that for me personally has been the thing that's worked best.
So I'm on your team because I get agency calls literally 30-40 times a day asking to send CVs to ThoughtWorks, and it's frustrating, and as much as you say you don't work with agencies, the reality isn't devil things. You know what? I'll be more worried when they stop calling. I'll be more worried when they actually stop calling, because that means we won't be recruiting. That means actually from a CV perspective you're not going to necessarily be relevant for jobs where at the moment, for whatever reason, they think that you've got stuff there. You can do fixes, what Sean mentioned, which I would certainly advise. So the fixes around maybe looking at your job boards, where you put your CV historically, I would definitely have a look at that. Definitely advise around sort of maybe asking them to put you as a do not call status, because they do have that within their ATS systems. But yeah, from my perspective, it's just as frustrating from either side of the fence. And as much as when I don't want calls from them, if there ever comes a point when I do want to work with agencies, I'll probably be receptive to that call. So there is a little bit of a necessary evil on that, but yeah, again, I'll probably be more worried when they actually stop calling.
We have another question. Let me run.
How does this work? Hi, I'm Amal. I run a coding bootcamp called North Coders, and I am interested in knowing what you are. Is that working? Right. Hi, my name's Amal. I run a coding bootcamp called North Coders, and
these guys can hear what they talk, so if you say, then I'll tell them.
and I'm interested in knowing what you're looking for in junior developers.
So Amal runs a coding bootcamp.
When we work with boot camps, what are they doing before they go to the boot camp? Is it a real passion? A lot of the time with boot camps, and I'll not go into a big sales pitch, but they've made the conscious decision to go into coding. The coding that they learn and the techniques that they learn in boot camps is relevant now. It's not about getting someone with a computer science degree who maybe goes to one of the more relevant universities, which is excellent, but sometimes they come out with more dated experience, which again is probably a bigger topic about where the curriculum is at the moment. But with boot camps, you're guaranteed that they're going to be relevant as they come out, and you're honing their experience around that relevance. So for us, it's about relevance, it's about actually what they're doing now, what they're passionate about, and are they in it for the long term.
So when we hire, and we have hired junior developers, it's really that core ability to think like a developer, rather than having, you know, I mean, even in our case with functional programming, even if it's a junior developer that only has a passing knowledge of functional programming, they still know how to develop, and you can teach them that, and they will pick it up. And I've got plenty of senior developers that will help with that.
Acquisition a department that take care of that, but previous to Shop Direct, being the head of HR, had to make some key decisions about how we bring talent into the business, and that's been in a number of different industries, so vehicle remarketing solutions, through to financial print, and also Ellis Brigham, who is a mountain sports retailer, so a broad array of businesses there. And for me, it's probably the agency's ability to get under the skin of the culture and really understand what it is that we're looking for. Obviously through the years the skills have changed, and now we're at a stage where we're struggling as businesses to recruit the talent, but back in the day it was more about the culture. And I think we would be foolish to forget that whilst we're all fighting for skills. I think it's important that we consider how those people affect our business and how they bring true a value of togetherness. So for me, it's the ability of an agent to be able to really understand the culture of the business, and not just of what our values are and what our strategy is, but also how we operate, how we communicate and how we collaborate across the business. I've worked with Sean since 2002 across all of those industries, and
obviously we've had affairs. I've been with other agencies. But I've found each time that, Sean specifically has been able to understand the culture of the business really well, and I think that's just from spending time inside the business, which not other agencies do.
Yeah, so I definitely second both Neil and Erica have just said. I think for me it's all about getting to know the business, understanding the culture, understanding the direction of the business. For me, recruiters, I agree, it's about consultancy, it's about, you guys are really partners in helping to build the team that is going to drive the business forwards. I think I kind of see also, one is, as I said earlier, about having a finger on market. What does a good candidate for a particular type of role look like right now? Who are the best candidates out there? How do we benchmark other candidates against kind of role models in the industry? All of that kind of stuff. One is about, I guess, helping to help understand how other businesses are structuring their development teams as well. What's the latest thinking in terms of what a good development team looks like, in terms of the culture that other businesses are trying to build, in terms of what's attracting good talent. So that whole consultancy bit is really, really important. And then third bit, I guess, is helping to build our profile within the market and getting our name out there. I try to have kind of weekly, if not monthly, calls with all of the partners that I'm with. Tell them a bit about who we are, what we're doing, the direction we're heading in, and I'm sort of trusting you guys to then go out and talk to people out there, even if we're not actively hiring. It's worth getting our name out there.
Okay, so people talk about the fact that there is a talent crisis or a skills crisis, but you guys have all implied that it's all about the culture of a business, and people being the right fit. Do you believe in Manchester here that there are enough people to do the jobs that you need them to do, or do you think that do you think that we're at a loss, we can't fill these vacancies, and our businesses can't grow? So yes, no, or a short answer, and then we're going to wrap up. Yes. Yes. There's a skills shortage. That's one of the reasons we're all here. But I don't think that most businesses are tapping into skills that are out there. For example, mums who are part-time workers, do we have the infrastructure to support flexible benefits in corporate companies? I think the answer most of the time is no. I think we are choosing candidates that fit within our current infrastructure, and we're not thinking outside the box. So we could possibly adapt or change what we're doing, to accommodate.
Yes, but it's somewhat the fault of looking for specific skills of other people that understand how to develop JavaScript much better and will bring themselves up to speed if you give them the opportunity. So there is a shortage, but some of it is kind of self-imposed but limited, narrow.
Yeah, I would agree with Gareth. I think again, frustrations from a recruiter point of view would be maybe looking at, from a technical point of view, people who might be 70–80% of the job description, particularly for permanent roles, because you've got the opportunity to work with these guys. Most of them are talented people who within 4 weeks could probably get themselves up to speed. But I also think from a years experience point of view, one of the things I find challenging as a recruiter, I'm sure Neil has the same as some of the guys up here do, is specifying, oh, they must be a senior with this much experience, or they must be someone with this much experience. So I think part of it would be driven by maybe sometimes people who don't always understand IT and are saying, okay, well, we need this many years experience. So I think if people can start to revisit that and look what person, what they can learn, what they can develop, then that will open up the talent pool.
Thank you very much, everybody, for the patience with the microphone. That was a test of all of our abilities to listen. Yeah, this guy. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been absolutely fabulous to hear from people who have, well, genuine opportunities for people with the rights. Oh, one more question. London is expensive. You can't buy a house there, and so this is a really, really fabulous time to find a career in this industry. If people are interested in getting involved in this conversation further, Tech North is going to be creating a digital job strategy for the North. We've got an event on the 27th of April, and we'd love employers particularly to come along, because this isn't a solution, this isn't a problem that can be solved by recruiters or by teachers. It's got to be solved by everybody. This is a whole kind of ecosystem problem. If you don't have the right people to do the job that you've got that needs to be done,